All right, hello, you guys. It has been the busiest week ever. So I apologize. I wanted to make a video sooner, but just didn't get to it with all that I had going on this week. Um, yeah, okay. So you do remember, you should remember, um, what I said, I think it was about a week ago. Well, actually a couple days ago, whatever, about my ex and just that whole thing. Me reaching out and trying to basically hold my ex accountable and just being like, hey, I deserve a little respect, blah blah blah, all that stuff, whatever. And it was met with, I have it right here. Um, yeah, I didn't ask for you to show up, all that stuff, and when I talked about my faith, and I was like, no offense, but you need God, and maybe that's why you wouldn't be so bitter, all that stuff. But I went about it. I didn't say that specifically. Like I was a bit nicer. Um, and overall, I was just like, I wish you well. Like, I care about you. That's why I do the things that I do, all that stuff, right? And it was met with, don't push your religion on me. Don't push your effing religion on me. That's what it was. And then I was like, yeah, okay, I'll honor that, whatever. And then it was F off. And then I said, I don't want to engage in hostility. And then it was another F off. Okay, so if you didn't watch my last video, now you're caught up, whatever. Um, and then don't think that my ex went to work on Monday. Like I think because of like the busy weekend, it was just kind of like, oh, I'll take the day off, whatever. And so on Tuesday morning at 6:31 in the morning, this is the text that I got. Quote, I can try to have a little conversation, but you cannot push me or talk/push your effing religion on me. Okay, so make it make sense how I reached out and I'm trying to hold this person accountable, whatever. And this person literally tells me like F off. Like, what do you think F off means? Like, I wonder, like literally leave me alone type of thing. So after the first one, I was like, I don't like want to, I don't even know what I said. What did I say? Yeah, I don't want to engage in hostility or whatever. I want peace. F off. And then it was met with another F off after what I said. And so I was like, okay, I'm done at that point. I'm not going to respond. And then it's like, if you want me to F off, and then 2 days later you text me and you're like, I can try to have a little conversation, but you cannot push me or whatever. Like, it's just funny because it's just like, obviously you want me to give you a ride. Like, obviously. Because nothing in that text was addressed about like taking accountability or anything. It was nothing about, oh yeah, you're right, I'll try and be better, whatever. I mean, it does say I can try to have a little conversation, but a conversation isn't the same thing as respect, like you can have a conversation with someone and still disrespect them throughout the conversation, but like I didn't necessarily want a conversation. I just wanted like a thank you, like a anything to show like basic respect, basic decency, basic manners, right? I mean, that's literally what the normal person wants. And then I just think it's funny because it was like thrown back on me. You cannot push me or talk/push your effing religion on me. It's like, okay, I won't, like if you don't want me to, like I'll say it once, but if you're like completely like against it, like I'm not gonna like shove it down your throat, you know what I mean? But if you ask me about it, I'll tell you about it. But I won't just be like, convert now, like blah blah blah. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that, right? But I just think it's funny that it was pushed on me, like I made out to be the bad guy just because I talked about like my faith, or I shared that with this person. I was like, you need God, like just consider that. So I just think that's weird. And I think some of the reasons why that um this was said, because obviously it doesn't make any logical sense, right? Which I guess, if I'm being honest, like BPD doesn't. Like it's so like based on emotions and like the whole brain chemistry, like it's almost like they can't. And I'm not saying this about like all people with BPD, but like, the brain chemistry and the wiring is so off that like things that are supposed to be met with like logic, like it's met with emotion. And, I think that's what this was. It's like, okay, you push me away, but now you're pulling me back in. So again, that push pull thing, which they are like great at, right? But I think the reason, or there's a couple reasons. So I think the first reason that my ex reached out was because this person wants control basically over the whole situation, right? So I think because like I reached out first and I was trying to hold this person accountable, like I seemed in control. And, this person tried to fight back with me, and I was trying to like maintain the peace, and it was F off. And I said something, and then it was F off again. And then I stopped contact altogether. I think because I stopped the contact and I didn't interact, that made me have like control of the situation, if that makes sense. And my ex didn't want that, right? Like, I think it was like, I don't know. I think my ex just wants so much power and so much control that they felt the need, I guess, to reach out and like basically try to get that control or power back, because I wasn't gonna reach out, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's probably why. Um Two doesn't actually want you gone, right? So like obviously because I'm doing stuff for you, because I'm going out of my way to do this and that, like yes, you can say this nasty thing to me, F off, which is not what normal people do, by the way. So when you say that, it's like, okay, I will, I guess. Like, this is the first time I actually did it, like, where I wasn't like engaging and I was like calling or texting all the time and being like, why this? Why this? Like, I just kind of let it go. Um, but yeah, so, naturally, if somebody says that, I'm going to be like, okay, like, yeah, I'll do whatever, I'll go. Um, but, again, I think it was that push pull and the fact that I got another text message basically being like, yeah, I can try to have a little conversation or whatever. It's like, okay, like obviously you don't actually want me gone because you benefit from whatever I give you, right? And it's like you'll know I'll like give in or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I think that's the reason. And I think it's for that reason, just for the fact that like it's just those benefits that this person gets from me, not necessarily wanting me in their life. It's just you want what I can give you in your life, if that makes sense. That's the way I see it. Just because, previously I've tried to be like, hey, let's make amends. Like, I'm not saying we need to, you know, like get back to what we did, but like just be friends, just be civil, And that obviously isn't being like, I don't know, like when I am like reaching out or previously and I'm like, yeah, so what if we just be civil with each other, just be friends, whatever. Um it's not even like considered, I guess. And it's like, like how can I say that this person wants me in their life? No, they want the benefits. Like, and I think that's obvious. Um oh, also testing me, right? So I think it could have been just like a test. Like, so when the F off was texted to me, the second one, I dipped. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I didn't say that, but I just didn't engage in the conversation. And then I think that text where it was like, I can have a little conversation, whatever. Like, this person was trying to see if I would engage, and if I would give in, right? So they're testing to see if they can still get away with that same thing. And naturally, if you're going to respond and give in, then they're just going to go back to what they did before, But if you hold them accountable, maybe they'll take into consideration what you said. I don't know if that's true, but, whatever. Um, Feeling some guilt is also like another thing. So it's possible with me saying what I said that that did trigger like some shame or some guilt, which they obviously hate to feel, which is why I think it was turned back on me. And the whole thing was centered around like religion and stuff. Because when I mentioned, like, hey, you need to respect me, and you only respect me when I do this and that for you, but not when I do other things. And it was like the behavior thing wasn't even, taken into account because it wasn't addressed in the text message by this person. And so it's like maybe you do know what you did and you do feel shame, but you don't want to admit it, which I don't understand also. Like, I don't know, like if someone holds you accountable, why would you not own up to that when you know you've done it? And I'm pretty sure this person knows that they've acted this way. But it's just like, just own up to it, Like, obviously you did it. I got no sorry. I got no, I'll be better. It wasn't even acknowledged. It was just the conversation part. And again, I don't give a crap about the conversation part. I'm not, like, I even said to this person, like, I don't expect deep conversations. I just expect decency, you know? So like it's just weird, It's a very weird thing. So it's possible, you know. I wish that again, if this person felt guilt, that this person would be like, I am so sorry, instead of just like hiding behind something or trying to blame me for talking about my religion, whatever. So I don't know. But overall, that's basically all the reasons that I have. But overall, I think it's um, you know, the BPD. Like again, it's just that push and pull dynamic, and it's you don't know if one day they'll be nice or one day they'll be angry and rude. Like you really don't know. And yeah, I wish I knew. I wish that this person talked to me about it ever since, literally ever since. Um, I shouldn't have even done this. Like looking back, it's like, dang, I regret that. But I mentioned BPD, which okay, first off, BPD was mentioned by this person, I think almost a year ago. I think it's been that long. And they're like, hey, I was diagnosed with BPD. I'm like, okay. I don't even know what it was, so I didn't really think anything of it. I was just like, okay. Like I looked it up and I'm like, oh, interesting. Should have researched it, obviously, but I didn't. Um, and then everything was fine. Like even when it was just like a friend thing, like we would still hang out, we would still have a good time. And then all of a sudden, one day, I think the day this person was in a bad mood, I was like, I mentioned the BPD and I was like, what do you think of boundaries? Like, did you know people with BPD actually have like different like brain makeup and brain chemistry? And I was trying to like almost be kind of therapist like. I think I was asking too many questions, which overwhelmed this person. But ever since then, everything seemed to have gone downhill. But it's like, you're the one that told me in the first place. Like, if you don't want to be vulnerable, I don't know why you shared it with me to begin with, but I'm glad it was shared with me because now looking back, literally everything makes sense. Like, because before I was like, when all of this was going on, I was like thinking in my head, like, I don't think normal people act like this. Like, I've never really met anybody that acts like this. But then, after everything happened, I started researching stuff and I'm like, okay, this actually makes sense now. Like, this explains this behavior, this explains that, all that stuff. So, it helped in that regard. But I don't know. It's like, how could, like, the fact that I brought it up and was just asking questions about it, like, that's what triggered everything? Like, I don't understand, you know? And it's like, dude, like, you would have had to have told someone. Like the only people that knew were me and this person's family. And it's like, dude, you're gonna tell somebody down the road. Like, and I think, like, I asked this person, did you tell like this other friend, like a really close friend? And it was, no, I haven't. And I think this person is scared. I'm not sure why. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's a whole thing. Sorry I went off on a little tangent, but I don't know. I was trying to be as empathetic and as compassionate about that whole thing as possible, but then in the end it ended up like wrecking what we had even more. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, what did I do? Like if you're the one that told me in the first place, like I think I have a right to mention it. I mean, I won't mention it again for obvious reasons, but it's like, am I not allowed to make a mistake? Like if you don't want me to talk about it anymore, I won't talk about it. Same thing with the religion thing. But like whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. Again, going off on tangents, just speaking. I just wanted to make a video about this because one, I haven't made one in a while, and two, that's just, I don't know. That's what I think was or could have been the reasons why that this person said F off and then texted me again and was like, I can have a little conversation, like whatever, dude. Um yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think because this doesn't make sense. So, yeah. Thank you for watching this video. Sorry it's been a while. Hopefully I'll make one again soon. Um this weekend might be busy. This next week might be busy. Like I don't know. I'll try and post a video as much as I can or as soon as I can. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.